Now, on the bottom of the deck, we have the Lovers card. And this can have several meanings depending on the remainder of the cards that are going on. But Lovers can indicate either a head and heart decision that needs to be made. It could be about a soulmate type relationship. Do remember that soulmates can be either, twin flame type relationships, or they can be karmic relationships, or anything everywhere in between. So lifetime partnerships, etc. Lovers can sometimes indicate Gemini, so fellow air sign Gemini. But we'll take it as it resonates, and most likely this will come up again. I seldom get through a reading without returning to the card on the bottom of the deck, because by the time we get through, it'll be, somewhat clarified. And because it's a day ending in Y, I, of course, am having sinus issues and will clear my throat a lot. That's just kind of how it works, I guess. So covering you, we have King of Earth. King of Earth could be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn energy. Could be even that we're coming up into the sign of Capricorn later this month, in a week or so. And King of Earth is very well grounded, very stable energy. This is somebody who owns his own business. Could be a her, though. I don't want to be sexist. Could be someone who owns their own business. Could be a manager of a company, CEO, somebody who's got their books in order, right? They're very well balanced in that. If they want to make something happen, they will figure out a practical way to make it happen. If that's not within the budget, they will put that limit down too. So they're not going to be the person who's either spending too much money or too little money. But they're a balance in between. They make it work. Very practical. Oh, that's my cat. He's having needs right now. He likes to speak out when I'm doing readings for some reasons. At any rate, this is somebody who is pleasantly inclined towards you. Could be somebody, depending on how the other cards read, could be somebody that you're dating, could be a supervisor, a boss at work. It could be yourself. If you've been finding yourself kind of getting the day-to-day jots and tittles. I don't know if you're familiar with that expression. That's kind of like crossing your T's and dotting your I's. Seven of Earth. This is an energy that's coming into play. This is about having planted seeds and waiting for them to come to fruition, right? This can indicate a temporary pause in action. And although the King of Earth is stable energy, the King of Earth can possibly be slow. I know the Knight of Earth is really, really slow moving energy compared to the other three signs. Excuse me, but this is where you've done the work and now you're waiting for it to come in. So if the King of Earth represents you, it could be that you've started some new business project, venture, investment, that you are opening up or starting up a business, or you're taking on a new job and so on, and you're on a project and you haven't yet reaped what you've sown, but you've done really, really good work in here, and these are turning out to be quite healthy, and they will be. Mind yourself against unnecessary worry. This is a good time to practice peaceful waiting as you do experience that temporary pause in action. So it could be something like that as well. Now, for some of you, and I say this because I'm looking at another card that's coming up here, the Two of Water, which can be sort of soulmate energy. For some of you, Seven of Earth can indicate pregnancy. The King of Earth could be, the master farmer, if you want to put it that way, but somebody who has created life. And this Two of Water, this is sort of the basis of the situation, can be about improvement, growing deeper in a relationship, soulmate relationship. And this is going to bring me back, of course, to the Lovers card. So we're seeing Two of Water, Two of Cups. Forgiveness, positive resolution of a conflict, that kind of thing. But this could be about a soulmate relationship. Lovers, right? Possibly twin flame relationship. But with this King of Earth and the Seven of Earth, it could be that some of you Libras are pregnant, or your partner could be pregnant. Let me try to see if I can remember where these went. Okay. Behind you, we have the Happy Family card. Very happy family life and financial stability, security. So either you or your partner are probably the King of Earth. And this is about a deepening relationship, growing your family. Really positive things coming for you. This is in your immediate past, or it could be in your present tense. moving into your immediate past. Since the Seven of Earth is before you, meaning you're coming from the Ten of Earth energy, which is happy family, Seven of Earth could be, again, that you're working on the next project or you're advancing your finances. Like say you've done well here, you've got your balanced budget, so on, but then here you're investing in a new opportunity because you've had the stability in the past to do that. Or it could be happy family life, happy marriage with someone, soulmate, lover, and now you have a new child coming into your picture. Now, something that you're thinking about over here, fast moving energy. This Knight of Air is Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So could be yourself. Maybe you're trying to, this can be about truth coming in, action coming in, solutions, creativity. This cautions us to take time to review your options and that events occur with a great speed and creative solutions for that. So this is kind of taking an idea and making it happen. This could be related, for sure. This is something that you're thinking about that may come to pass if you kind of play the tape through and you like the possible outcome and you're willing to take the risk on that. That could be what that's about. So something that you want to do with your business, your family life, your love life, that you want to implement, you're not... But this is going to be quick moving energy if you do decide to make this decision. And that's going to be individual based on your situation. So it's hard for me right now to pinpoint that. I don't really have anything, I guess, concrete to add to that, but there may be some kind of air influence. You have an idea for something that you want to do and you're thinking about that as these seeds are planted and growing. You've done something here. Maybe it's the next level. Maybe it's developing the business plan to the next. Maybe it's some kind of an idea having to do with your family life, your love life. Excuse me. Now, in the near future, we have the Nine of Fire, which is kind of the wounded warrior card. This is about having gone through the battle, having gone through some rough times. It may have taken a lot of energy for you to get to the place where you are in this financial stability, and there's been a lot of rough times with that. For some of you, if this is a pregnancy, it could simply be that it's maybe it's been draining on you physically. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like it's going well, and it is about success and victory on the one hand, but there's also a sense of tiredness that kind of plays into this card. So it could be that it's draining of your energy, especially if you're kind of go. Because here you are riding high on the material plane. You have this big idea coming in. You want to implement that, but part of you is a little cautious to take some sort of a risk, whatever that risk is for you. Some of you may be overthinking. Be very careful you're not overthinking, because the Two of Water with the Lovers is telling you that you're in a romantically solid situation. The King of Earth, solid. Ten of Earth, solid. So you do have a solid love, family, home, romantic relationship life. Don't allow the past to taint your present tense or your future tense, right? It's very easy to paint everybody with a broad brush and think, well, because I got hurt in the past, I'm going to get hurt in the future. It doesn't have to be the case at all. So just be mindful that your past isn't robbing you of present day pleasantry and success. And remember, the Seven of Earth card here cautioned us against unnecessary worry. Anytime you're idle, it opens you up to being a worrier, because if you're not waiting peacefully for the next chapter, the next phase or stage, and that's for every person. I'm not trying to pick on Libra. I love Libra, but so you're aware, human beings just have a tendency to talk themselves in and out of things. Yeah, kitty, I see you. You leave it. Can't you take a nap or something? Anyhow, this card, the Eagle card. Excuse me a second. Not now. Getting into trouble. All right. This card represents you. It is the Ego card. Now, Ego cautions us against focusing on the wrong kinds of things, material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. I see the Ego card a lot when people are worrying too much about other people's opinions about them, and it's altering them, or not necessarily even knocking them off of their true path, but it may shift their focus from what they really need to be doing and what is their sole purpose here to be doing onto the world of the cult of personality type stuff. So with this, it's a cautionary note. You're in a really good situation. Just be careful that you're not allowing past hurts and past insecurities, past issues to cast shadows on your current now moment. Because it's going to be unnecessary worrying, right? It will be unnecessary. You don't need any of that, right? Your environment card is the Strength card. The Strength card can be Leo. We do have some fire elements in here. This has to do with an internal strength. It's almost like when we look back at the ego card, part of having that level of strength is to be able to say, I need to tame the parts of me that are working against myself, right? Example, if there's something that I can control, some kind of a fear or a worry, I need to change my thinking through distractions or exercise or meditation or whatever the case may be. Just letting it go, taking something more lightly, not being so serious. Is it that serious? Is it not? Taking those things in stride. And that will help you temper this issue with the ego, right? We get falsely stuck. This is false sense of entrapment. And that's kind of that way, where we lose the ability to think outside of a box because we want something maybe from someone that's beyond our control. And strength is about learning how to control the beast within us. She's riding this tiger, but it's very symbolic. It's about what are the parts of me that seem wild and untamable? How can I bring those into control? How can I bring order from the chaos within? And that's a lot of what the ego is about. Ego is about surrendering and releasing things. Could be addiction, could be, worries about other people's opinions. It could be any number of things. But it's really about determining in your specific situation in life what that is. And for me, this ego and this 9 of fire are related. There's some kind of hurt. You don't want to be hurt again. But part of having the strength is, I got through it once before. I can get through it again. And I may not be able to control what other people think of me. Frankly, it's none of my business what they think of me. All I have to do is do me, do my best. And for my best. Queen of Air could be you, right? Could be Gemini, a fellow Libra, or yourself, Aquarius. Any of those possibility. This is something that you hope for. Part of you hopes to be that person that can just sort of let it go and be logical and cut out those things that you don't need. We've all seen an air sign just kind of, they just sort of, they chop it off like they're done. They're not having it anymore. And they don't get overly passionate. They get intellectually passionate, but they don't sit there and stress over it or worry about it or cry about it or get all fiery hot about it. They're just kind of like, nope, that's it. Nope, I'm done. Forget it. Part of you wants to be able to be that in a sense, but at the same time, you kind of fear that. You fear cutting out something. Or ridding yourself of something that may not be beneficial. But in owning your Queen of Air power, this doesn't have to be sex specific, gender specific in that, but in owning your intellect, you can see the humor in the situation. In fact, the sense of humor is going to get you a long way. That's you tapping into your strength and saying, okay, you're going to judge me. I really don't care. I really don't care what you think. There's a way to be the Queen of Air and to be humorous and loving and kind and compassionate without being ridden like somebody else's pony too. And it's about finding that balance. This is something that you do, in fact, hope to do. But there's a part of you that might fear the shadow side of that Queen of Air. Again, the part of her that can just cut it and say, I'm done. Now, your final outcome card here is 6 of Fire, which is victory, success, achievement, being honored and recognized for achievement. I will again caution you, don't worry so much about other people's recognition of you. When you have your internal compass, And you don't worry so much about what other people say of you, good or bad. It's a training so that you don't take too much of that too seriously. You don't want to get a swollen head because you get a lot of praise, but you don't want to feel like a worm because somebody's criticizing you that day either. So it's about finding a balance in that, knowing you're doing your best and being happy with that. This is also a corollary, really, to the Nine of Fire, because both of these are to come. This is a wounded warrior approach. This is happy and success, and everybody's celebrating your homecoming after a victory over a battle. Know that other people are going to honor you and so forth, and don't give up your hope here either, right? Positive success, right? So it does look like for you guys, as we come back to this Lovers, this card to me is even speaking to the balance that we saw here. There was some kind of an energy. This is about the balance between logic and emotion. And this is what you're hoping for in here, that you can be the Queen of Air without losing some sense of compassion, that you're not going to take it to the cold extreme. You don't have to be a cold air sign. You can be highly intelligent, intellectual, humorous, witty, and warm at the same time. Warm breezes, warm winds can occur, right? So this too will remind you how to get back in balance in between your logic and your emotions. Okay, let me shuffle our oracle cards, see what we got. This kitty is sitting on the chair behind me because I'm sitting sort of forward in it, so I can have access to the table. He's feeling his neediness, and that's all good. He's my little guy. All right, so let's see if Spirit has any help. Maybe the angels can help us. The first one is self-acceptance. Self-acceptance. You are a perfect child of God, and every part of you is wonderful. Your angels guide you to let go of negative self-judgments and to enjoy being you. You are much too hard on yourself, your angels say to you through this card. Although you enjoy having high standards, it's important to view yourself through loving eyes. Berating yourself only makes your spirit sink. Self-improvement comes from a positive mindset. See yourself through your angel's eyes, and you will see someone who is a perfect and holy child of God. Although you have made mistakes in the past, there is nothing you could have ever said, thought, or done that would change God's love for you. The angels see past your surface mistakes. They see the beating heart of God's love within you. They love you unconditionally, and they ask you to love yourself in the same way. The reason I wanted to read the second card as well is because it's the card of forgiveness. And I'm going to bring these up. And for some of you, I think it really is about self-forgiveness, like forgiveness of self. And that's that wounded warrior and the ego tying into that, and the Queen of Air, and trying to find the balance between your heart and your mind. Let go of anger and resentment and feel yourself healed. You don't need to forgive the action, just the person, so that you can be in peace. And that person includes you, by the way, Libra. By drawing this card, your angels ask you to release anger and irritation. They realize that you may be perfectly justified in feeling angry, yet they ask you to look at the high price you pay for being the vessel of anger. Forgiveness does not mean what you did is okay to me. It simply means I am no longer willing to carry around pain in response to your actions. When we hold unforgiveness in our hearts, we only punish ourselves after all. Your angels will help you release unforgiveness if you will just ask for their assistance.